Hey everyone, it's Coach LB, and I'm here to take a stab at the big question. What is the big question, you might ask? Where do I start? So, where do I start is a question that I'm familiar with, and I feel like my answer has changed over the years, the longer I've been doing this. It's a question that I've tackled a lot and fielded a lot. I tackled this question with people who needed help improving their PT while I was in the military. It was normally the first question I was asked when I was working as a personal trainer inside commercial gym facilities or even at college campuses I worked at. And I still get this as a strength coach. It's a question that everybody wants to know the answer to, and it's not an easy question to answer. Whether you're new to fitness or you're just trying to reach a new milestone, this can be a daunting task and a daunting question. It's a good question that I normally answer within the confines of a couple of other questions that I ask to get more information. These questions help me to get a feel for what is the best way that I can help someone and make the most efficient and impactful suggestions for people looking to change either their entire lifestyle or just trying to hit a new fitness goal or mark. So the first question that I normally ask is, what is your goal? I ask this question first to see what a person is actually looking for. A lot of the times, a person is looking for numbers to drop off a scale. Numbers coming off the scale is great. Goals are a necessity when trying to create any meaningful impact on a lifestyle and change your lifestyle. And no matter what you think, it is actually a lifestyle change, whether it's just trying to lose a few pounds or it's trying to hit a new time on a 1 mile run. Sometimes it's even just running a mile. If you don't have a goal, you can't make an efficient plan. I'm sure you want to hear all about goals, but we're actually going to readdress this after we look at some other questions. Here's some examples of goals you may have. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to run my first 5K. I want to be able to keep up with my kids. I just want to overall feel better. All of those are examples of goals, and it's not that they're bad goals. I'd like them to be more specific, and how we get to being more specific is we look at the rest of these questions. So question number 2, what are obstacles that can keep you from accomplishing your goals? This is a big one in the fact that we all, no matter how you slice it, have the same 168 hours in a week. 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week. We have obstacles that can prevent us from actually completing our goals. We have occupational engagements, whether that's actually going to work or time spent working at home, business trips, your finances. So maybe you want a gym membership, but you can't quite afford it right now. Or you want something and you just don't have the financial means to get it. Your family responsibilities, if you're married, you have kids, you are taking care of a sick relative, there's responsibilities with that. Education, you're going to school. Pets, yep, I'm including pets because they take up some of your time. And so all of these are just some of the factors that can affect your daily life and will affect your daily life. And if we know these things and these things that create obstacles and barriers to reaching your goal, we can create a better plan to get there. For example, say you work a night shift. You work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Let's just say Monday through Friday. That can create obstacles if what you need to do, say it was to go to the gym, your gym doesn't stay open late enough, or you can't effectively go to the gym because of other obligations because you're asleep in the middle of the hours that your gym is open. Question number 3, how much time can you afford to institute or give to this change? This is hard because this is very goal dependent. This is hard because whatever change you desire, it can require anywhere from just a few extra minutes a day or a week to a few extra hours within a week, like an hour a day, a half hour a day. And being aware of this is actually a big positive because it gives you a realistic expectation in terms of outlook and success. For example, if you know right now you wanted to go do something, but you're guaranteed only can find an extra 15 minutes a day. That's good to know. You can do something within that 15 minutes. So if you know that you have an extra 2 hours on the weekends that you can do to devote to this, then that's great. It's always good to know how much time you can reasonably afford, without having to worry about losing time somewhere else. Number 4, and this is my biggest thing. What do you like to do? What do you have fun doing? These kind of things are hugely beneficial to any change, because more times than not, people want to do something that they're not going to like and they're not going to enjoy. And that means when it gets hard and it gets difficult, it's going to be that much harder to keep going. Even if you are completely focused on completing this goal, it becomes that much harder. And while you may think, oh, this is only really applicable for fitness, for being active, no, it's not. This can be simple activities. This can actually get way more complex. Understanding what you actually like and what you don't like helps to create a program that creates lasting change. For example, I'll give you 2. One is, you say you really like to cook. You love to cook and you love to experiment. And if your goal was, oh, I just want to lose 10 pounds, then my suggestion would look into, how about we change some of your recipes? You look for recipes that will help you use your love of cooking to actually institute a small change. All it is you're cooking, but it's still a change nonetheless. An example for fitness could be something as simple as, say there's a 5K coming up and you'd like to participate. That could be something simple as starting to walk, maybe just around the block. Could be on a treadmill, but just starting to walk more often than you do now. This brings us to question 5, which question 5 is, what is your actual goal? Can you narrow it down? After we've looked at all of these other things, we want to start looking at narrowing down our goal. So we're trying to create what's called a SMART goal. You may have heard this before. I know it's been thrown around a lot. I've heard it in multiple ways since forever, for a long time. And SMART's an acronym. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable. Use the words relevant or realistic interchangeably, but I say both of them are very on the mark. And timed or time sensitive. Your goal is tailored to you, and it's within the realm of reality, within your own lifestyle and boundary that you currently have. It's not altering a whole lot of things to make a miracle happen. It's maybe altering 1 or 2 things to make a lasting change. One of my biggest pieces of advice when creating a goal for a lifestyle change is to create multiple goals and stagger them out. So that way you have a long-term goal and a short-term goal, because when you hit those short-term goals, you don't want to recreate the process of trying to figure out what your next goal is. If you already have one in place, you've just cut out a lot of extra work for yourself. I digress. I am going to do a video on setting goals and what you should look at later on. Look forward to that one. But I wanted to give you an example of how I use these questions, and I use them in normal conversation with people. I was at the optometrist and I was talking to my technician, and we were just, having friendly conversation, and she asked me what I did. And I told her, oh, I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I deal a lot with fitness. And she told me, she's like, yeah, I feel like I need to, do better on that. And I assured her, we all do. I was like, I even need to work on my fitness at times. So you're not alone. We're all in the same boat. But here's how I applied the questions. So the conversation continued on, and she was talking to me, and she's kind of like, you know, I feel like I just need to get out and do things more or something like that. And so I asked her, I was like, do you have any goals? And she's like, well, not really. I kind of just want to feel better. I was like, well, do you spend a lot of time at work? She's like, I'm here pretty much 40 hours a week. I'm like, okay, well, you know, do you have some free time after work or on the weekends? And she's like, yeah, I do. So I asked her, I was like, the real thing is, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. I was like, I gave her some simple examples. I said, you can start going out for a walk. I was like, do you have any pets? No, I do want to get a dog. I was like, if you get a dog, take your dog on a walk often. I was like, every day. I was like, I walk my dog. I was walking my dog twice, sometimes 3 times a day. And it was really good. I was like, but I asked her, what do you like to do? Well, I don't know. I was like, there any sports, any recreational sports or anything? And she's like, I do like bowling. I was like, whoa, bowling is great. I was like, do that once a week. Go have some fun, throw a ball down a lane. I was like, the biggest thing you want to look for is increasing your activity level. And while some people would say, oh, you have to go to the gym, I tell you, if you like to bowl, just do it a little bit more often. Join a league. That means you're guaranteed to bowl at least once a week. And it's better to get out and do something than to not do something. So I didn't get to the 5th question of what her actual goal is. It was a good conversation to actually get her looking at fitness in a different way. And the biggest thing is that we need to approach these conversations in a different way. Everything's not, well, just get a gym membership and go do it, or just do it. We need to look at people's lifestyles and how we can affect the smallest amount of change to get the most impact, because that's going to be efficient and that's going to be something that's attainable and sustainable. Sustainability is about making as little impact in your day-to-day life as you possibly can, because it's easier to continue with it because it makes such a little impact. I feel like after you've made that impact and it becomes a habit, you'll know when you're not doing it. But I digress. So the big question, where do I start? I hope I gave you some answers for that. Remember, 5 questions. What's your goal? What are obstacles that can keep you from accomplishing the goal? How much time do you have to afford to institute this change? What do you like to do? And what is your actual goal now that you've answered those first 3 questions prior? Can you answer them? Hey everyone, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I need your help. I am trying to change how we have the conversation about health, fitness, and wellness. So if you like the content that I'm bringing to you, then leave a like, subscribe, or even just share the video with friends, family, co-workers, classmates, anyone. And if you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss and use my expertise on in a future video, then leave it in the comments. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you in the next video.